unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose you that I am come to give peace on earth? I say nay, but rather division. Rastafari. Rastafari, because Jaja run things, headline at a time, Ross reporting. We have to keep that in mind. See, not everybody understands the truth, and the truth is not it's not easily understood by wise minds. See, we have to find that humility within our heart to be able to see the truth in its fullness and its light. And the truth says that even though we desire to write our own laws, the laws have been set forth, and that we cannot change those. And the law clearly is that even though the Christ may offend many people, it is the truth, it is the way, it is the light. So what we have here is we have this provocation in the Southeast Sea outside of China. Basically, it's a territorial, land claim or land grab. And China, they have their markings. This is the territory in red that China prefers to use as their traditional territory in the waters. And as you can see, the other lines would indicate what some of these other countries see as their territory. Now Vietnam, you can see, of course Vietnam is just the black, just in that little black area there, but their green line comes all the way out here. I don't have anything against Vietnam people, my family's from Vietnam. And see, China is the red line, goes down here. So there's a conflict of interest between Vietnam, the Philippines is in blue, and even this Brunei is crossing over those lines. So what are we going to do? How are you going to share this land? What's the goal? Well, first of all, it says China will gain greater security for crucial supply lines of oil and other commodities, exclusive area for rich fishing, and potentially vast underground oil deposits. So I mentioned oil twice here. That's not a good thing. Whether China has this land or someone else has the land, it's obvious that they're going to be pumping oil, drilling into the ocean. We've already seen the leaks that have occurred. That we've seen the devastation that has occurred. Just in the past, 2 decades possibly, since they've been drilling into the ocean, we've seen major devastation. You have to excuse me, I might keep moving here. I got a little bit of a drip coming down the ceiling. It is what it is, man. Us poor people, China begun to advance its military interest throughout the region, catching its neighbors in the United States off guard. They say China's lone aircraft carrier, the Liaoning, is a refurbished ship from Ukraine, and they say it escorted 2 destroyers and 2 anti-submarine brigades. Basically they're trying to paint China to be a provocateur in this situation. In May, it says 80 Chinese ships, including 7 Navy vessels, accompanied a 1 billion deep-sea oil exploration rig, as it was towed just 120 miles off the main coast of Vietnam. So, I mean, you have to flip the table. You have to think about it for a minute. You have to say, would the U.S. be drilling? Would Britain be drilling 120 miles off their coast? I would think it's 120 miles off Vietnam coast, but I mean, it's close to China, so I would think that they would. It's not my war. It's really not, my personal concern. But let's just look at it in realistic perspective here. This is Japan. Now this is a distorted picture made to look as if Japan is a large company. It's really not large land-wise. China is a much larger company. China is a much larger country. Taiwan is obviously small. The Philippines is a lot smaller. These are a partial list of recent provocations and military incidents. Number 1, December 2012, a Chinese recon aircraft enters the airspace above Japan scrambles fighter jets. 2003, a Chinese brigade locks its fire control radar. So I'll let you read this if you can see it, or maybe you can look it up. Anyway, there's a few incidents. Here's the where the incidents occurred. Again, here's China, here's Japan. Again, Japan is the one that's saying, hey, we've got the manpower, we've got the ability to take China out. That's what Japan believes. I would highly doubt that. Of course, you know, they're going to have major problems if Russia joins the force of China. But as it is now, you know, they're training Vietnamese, they're training Filipinos, and countries like India, people from India are saying that they are prepared to fight China to the last Vietnamese. So they're going to bankroll Vietnam to fight China to lose their people, Vietnam's people. So it's a dirty game, man, and it's all about fossil fuels. Once again, this is the Filipino boat that's stationed. You got Filipinos living in it, and the reason they're living in it is so they can claim that territory as their own. That's how sad it's begun. That's how sad it's gotten. It's all about commodities. This is what we're doing is we're allowing the ruling rulers to continue to pull these resources out of the earth and transform them and sell them to us. But it's creating this climate conflict, this climate crisis. And who's going to pay for that? You know, when I look it up and I find that, you know, the major investors in coal and oil that have destroyed our natural habitats were the Rockefellers, were the Rothschilds, are all those ruling rulers that continue to rule us through the political game today, and through the goon squads, all the way down to the county police. They control things through the Chamber of Commerce. And it's up to us, man. Are we just gonna lie down and die? We're just gonna, you know, let them just continue to take over? You know, we need to ban companies. We need to ban Exxon. We need to ban BP. Find out who owns companies. That's what I do. I look into, you got to go into Hoover's, which is owned by, well, it doesn't really matter. Hoover's or Manta, they've made it more difficult now to get information on corporations. But dig and find out. You know, I just recently ordered a part for my truck. One of the companies was called like U.S. Metal Works or whatever. Come to find out that major contractor through the Pentagon. They're in California, which tells me by looking at their warehouse space, it looked like they didn't manufacture anything. They were shipping it over. And then there was another company. It was only a couple pennies more from Texas that. To me, this clutch fan I had to buy, they clearly manufactured that product in Texas, from what I believe. And so I bought the company from the one in Texas, the smaller company, which only had 1.2 million in sales as opposed to X billion amount of sales that the Pentagon company had. Because what's happened is, you know, these people, they form these networks, and they have relationships within the government, within the military. And what they do is they start these companies, they go to their buddy, they get the contract for the company, and they reap in millions and millions of dollars. And then they turn around and use the money in the political game, and they can only get richer and richer from there. I mean, the system is designed so the rich stay wealthy and continue to get wealthier, and the poor just, as long as they're fooled into thinking their life's okay, then hey, so be it. But I don't think it can last. You know, all this technology and digitalization won't last. People are becoming bolder and bolder, faster and faster. And now, you know, the new luxury item is the flight to the moon. That's what, you know, Babylon trying to sell.